Evening time. In the beginning, we hear some sound of broken crockery, the sound of broken glasses and the sound of steels. There are some people who are shouting at a young man. The young man who is throwing some utensils and other goods from the kitchen to outside. Young man's father yelled at him and shouted,
"What the hell are you doing? Why are you throwing the things out from the kitchen?"
"I am just following you, Dad."
"Following me what?"
A fade into white. Morning time. A young man getting up ready, looking himself in the mirror, smiling and winked. He goes outside from his room and says,
"I am going."
His mother comes out from her kitchen with a roti, double bread, in her hand and says,
"First have it."
The young man takes a bit from it and goes to another small dark room where is an old lady making a roti for herself. It seems like she does not live with the family. His mother does not look happy when he enters that room. The young man says,
"I am going."
She flips the roti to bake it from the other side, then she takes a pot where are already some roti in it. She took 2 of them and give to young man and says, "First have it." Young man take both of that and make a round of it, then start eating. He goes out, took roti from his mother, then looking at his dad who is reading a newspaper and says,
"Bye, Dad."
The young man comes to a new place, where he meets with a beautiful young woman, who is looking very upset.
"What happened?"
"Nothing."
"You never looked like it."
Young woman whispered in her mouth.
"Hi, what is the thing?"
Young woman hugged him and start crying.
"Calm down, I am here, tell me."
"I am missing my daddy, grandmother. She was a very nice lady, she loved me very much, but my mom and dad did very bad to her."
"And what they did?"
"And I remember, my mom fought with my dad to separate my daddy, grandmother. She wanted to send my daddy, grandmother, to an old age home, but dad refused and he made a separate room along with a small dirty kitchen for her in our home's backside."
The young man listening very carefully. The young woman starting crying again and says,
"My daddy, grandmother, was always crying in her small dark room. She faced very difficulties while making food for herself. She never had a proper roti, double bread, in that room. She lived in very bad conditions and died very sad. The thing is that how a man can do such thing to her mother, how a man behaves like that, the mother who gave him birth, food and life. And how does a woman can do such things to her mother-in-law? She never think that if she is doing these things to a woman, then it can happen to her own mother also."
The young man starting crying. He looked into young woman's eyes and hugged her. Still crying.
"As you know, yesterday my mother was fighting with her brother on the phone because he also separated his mother from their house. My mother was very angry at him and saying, how can a man do this kind of things to his mother? And I was thinking like my father who did that, beguiled by my mother."
Young man again starts thinking something.
"And we are getting married soon and I promise that I will never do such things."
Young man kissed her forehead. Evening time. The young man reached home. He starts cleaning a small storeroom, where are webs, rats and lizards in it. He goes to the kitchen and starts shifting the goods to the storeroom. Some of the utensils slipped from his hand and broke into pieces. His eyes filled with tears and he got angry. He is doing what his father done to his grandmother. He started crying and suddenly he starts breaking the kitchen goods. He starts breaking crockery, glasses and throwing the steels. It makes too much noise. His parent runs towards kitchen shouting,
What happens?
What
What
happens?
His grandmother who is making roti, double bread, left her roti on stove and runs behind her son. Father see the young man throwing the things out from the kitchen. There is nothing wrong with him. He is perfectly okay. His father gets angry, yelled at him and shout,
"What the hell are you doing? Why are you throwing the things out from the kitchen?"
"I am just following you, Dad."
"Following me what?
What are you doing, son?"
Are you crazy? Stop this nonsense."
"I know what I am doing and I am doing the right."
"They're doing the right what? Doing the right?
"I am making a new room and kitchen for Mom and for you, Papa.
For what? What the nonsense are you talking?"
From now, only I and my future wife will come here and you will not be allowed to come inside. You have to make your own food in your new room."
Are you crazy, mad? What is the wrong with you? You are ill today.
And no, I am not ill. You, both of you are ill. That's why I am moving you out.
Means, you are throwing us from our house. You are throwing your mother from her own kitchen, in which kitchen she gives you food, roti, double bread, milk and other things.
And yes, I just following you, Dad, just like you.
Following me? What following me and what likes me?
And like you throw out your mother from her own kitchen, like that I am throwing my mother from her own kitchen.
All become silent for a moment. There are tears in Dottie's grandmother eyes and a little smile on her face. The roti which Dottie forget to remove from the stove is now fully burned. The end.